Today I'd like to show you how to make a crustless quiche Lorraine. So allow me to introduce you to the ingredients. We have 140 grams, approximately 2 cups of matured cheddar, 120 millilitres or half a cup of double cream, 4 diced bacon rashers, 8 eggs, 30 grams or approximately 2 tablespoons of butter, 1/4 teaspoon of grated nutmeg, and half a teaspoon of salt and pepper. We're also going to need some equipment to do so allow me to demonstrate the equipment that we're going to need. First of all, we're going to need a whisk for whisking and mixing. Secondly, we'll need our springform tin. That will allow us to make the quiche and simply bring up the sides and lift. We'll need a bowl for mixing, a cup of water for adding to cook, and some butter to grease the sides of the springform tin. So first of all, we're going to cook the bacon, and that's going to be using brown sauté mode. Now that the temperature's come up to halfway, we have 2 options. It's entirely up to you whether you wish to use a bit of butter, so for example a tablespoon of butter to fry with, or whether you wish to use olive oil. For this instance, I'm going to use an additional tablespoon of butter and add that directly to the pan to fry the bacon. So now the butter's suitably melted and the temperature's up to nearly full heat, we can add the bacon. Now we just want to give that a stir, just to coat the bacon in the butter. And giving that a few minutes just to cook. Now once you're satisfied the bacon's cooked to your liking, we can add that to a large bowl by using heat-proof mitts to lift the bowl and simply scrape out the bacon. Now we have our bacon in the bowl. We can switch off sauté mode, place our bowl to the side, and give the pan a quick wash. So for the next part, we want to combine all of the ingredients to make the crustless quiche. If you wish to add butter at this stage, we want to microwave the butter so it goes from a solid to a liquid for approximately 30 seconds. Now the butter's liquefied and ready to add to the mixture, we can add our butter. And at this stage, we want to add our eggs and give them a whisk. Now our eggs are suitably whisked, we can add our salt and pepper, and our cheese. We now want to add our nutmeg, and our cream. And give that a good mix. So now that's ready to add, we can place that to one side and prepare the pan ready for cooking. So at this point we want to butter the pan. By simply rubbing the butter on the edges. Now we have 2 options effectively to cook the crustless quiche. We can use either a trivet and place the pan with the quiche mixture directly onto the trivet using heat-proof gloves, or alternatively, we can use a silicone sling. Now a silicone sling is going to be much easier because it gives you the ability to lift things up and out and place things down with handles. So this is what I would recommend. We can now add our mixture. Directly into the pan. We then want to add our cup of water directly to the pot and place our quiche directly into the pot. And using a silicone sling, you can just attach the handles together and leave it like that, and checking to make sure that the lid is set to closed and not vent. You can place the lid on, and we want to select manual mode, 25 minutes. Now if you wish to use the turbo setting, you can do, and that will take it down to 15 minutes. I'd like to also offer a few suggestions as for topping and garnish. And we have frozen basil and frozen parsley. These are great, you can keep these in the freezer. They never really go off and they're always there just for instant garnish. They're already pre-prepared. So I highly recommend these. That's chopped basil and chopped flat leaf parsley, which we can add on top as the garnish. You have your everyday salt and pepper. Obviously we can add those on the top to spice things up a bit. Parmesan cheese, a little grated Parmesan cheese goes a long way and it adds an element of flavour which is very nice. Garlic granules, we can add a few garlic granules on top and give it a bit more of a herby Italian vibe, and this will give it an extra layer of flavour. We also have cheddar cheese. Now cheddar cheese is very nice, obviously it accompanies the cheddar that's already in the quiche. And we can place some tomatoes on the side just to add a bit more nutrients, a bit more colour, a bit more flavour, and it just gives an element of freshness. The great thing with a quiche is it is pretty much subjective, so you can decide what and whether you like to put certain ingredients in or on. So the Crock-Pot Express has now finished cooking. We can simply depressurise. If you wish to, just put a towel over the steam vent, and whilst it's depressurising we can switch off or cancel. Now that the crock pot's depressurised and the lid's unlocked, we can simply remove the lid and lift out. We can then place a plate down and move the quiche with the springform pan onto a plate. And we want to give it a minute or so to rest. This will allow the quiche to settle before we remove the outer ring. Now that the quiche has had a minute or so to rest, we can simply release the clip and lift off the outer ring. So it's now time for the taste test. I'm amazed at how incredibly creamy this is. I was thinking of getting a knife out of the drawer to use to eat this, but I'm not going to need a knife at all. This is possibly one of the fluffiest, lightest quiches I've ever had in my life. And the flavours are incredible with the bacon, the cheese, the herbs, the subtle hint of garlic. Adding in the baby cherry tomatoes with a hint of basil and parsley, I think just perfectly complements the dish. I think there's an absolutely perfect combination of cream, bacon, cheese. I'm enjoying this so much I'm almost lost for words. For something that's so incredibly simple to make, requires so few ingredients and takes so little time, I can't recommend it enough. If you like what you've seen today, if you wish to subscribe, you can stay up to date with the latest videos as and when they're released. Hope you're enjoying the cooking as much as I'm enjoying the cooking, and I hope you're enjoying the eating as much as I'm enjoying the eating. Thanks again, see you in the next one.